How's it going, everybody?
How's it going, peeps?
I almost forgot my drink. That'd been awesome.
Dude, come on, man. So it's just the two of us today, if you haven't already figured it out.
Yeah, Zonner's in Hawaii, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
And Matthew
is at an air show because he's lame.
And he didn't invite us either.
Yeah, he didn't invite us. He just decided, you know what, no one needs to be here. This is purified water, just in case anybody asks. It's right here, you know.
I'm pretty sure they could see
I'm just making sure.
All right.
I don't drink tap water. It's purified. This is real stuff. All right. So let's get started, Ate. What's on the agenda?
So, just to introduce ourselves, I'm Ate Rojas, No Jeans, and this is
Robert Link or RobDawg 1991.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
So, we're Casual Misfits Gaming. We bring you news every week of what's going on in the gaming industry. We go on tangents.
Lots of tangents. But it's fun.
Yeah.
They're fun tangents. We enjoy it. We all have, 40-hour week jobs at least.
Yes.
Usually.
We're always working. So this is
yeah,
kind of
usually more.
This is kind of a hobby job. We just have fun. We bring this to you. Hopefully you like it. If you don't,
Exactly.
sorry.
Yeah, and we're going to keep doing it, though, whether you like it or not. So, hopefully, you see us again, we get better, and you keep watching. That's the whole point.
Yeah, so Claw, about the Dreamcast, we're trying to find it. We don't know where it went. It was over there in our office, and now it's
gone.
So we're trying to figure out if somebody took it just to play it, which is highly probable.
But we're down one Dreamcast and one Xbox, and we got to figure that out.
Yeah,
But
so
we'll get there.
Once we get, like we said before, 30 concurrent viewers, like in, one go, we'll give it out.
Yeah.
Claw probably did steal it. He probably came all the way
He
over
just
here.
all the way.
All the way from Britain,
Oh.
Lancaster.
Hey, what's up, Kyle? Yep, rip Dreamcast, exactly.
We didn't lose a Dreamcast.
It's somewhere. We misplaced it, or someone misplaced it for us. So
It was probably stolen.
we'll find it, and if not, we will get a replacement because we will stay true to that word.
Hold on.
Really, Ate? You couldn't have done that
Beforehand? No.
Wow. All right, that's fine. Whatever. I don't have time for this. Time for Ate.
All right, so Cakeman saying that the Dreamcast is dead, and it probably is.
Did you do it, Kyle? Is this your fault? Did you kill our Dreamcast? What did you do to our Dreamcast, Kyle? What did you do?
All right, so let's get into some of the news.
Okay.
Last week we talked about the PlayStation Now service.
Wait, we need to discuss what games we played this week, though.
Oh, that's true.
We totally skipped that part. It's pretty important.
Okay, go ahead. What
Okay.
did you play this week?
So, this week I've been 50-50. I've been binge watching The Iron Fist on Netflix.
Okay. Is that good?
It's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. He has a long way to go before he actually becomes the Iron Fist.
So it's kind of like Arrow, where he wasn't exactly.
Yeah.
So it took him a while to get to that level.
Although I feel like I'm going to be more drawn to this than I was to Arrow. I feel like after a couple seasons of Arrow, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I'm hoping this show holds me a little longer than a couple seasons, But anyway, so that's what I've been watching. But I've also been playing a heck of a lot of Mass Effect Andromeda.
Go ahead.
I like it. I enjoy it. I play it on PC, so I get to, adjust the resolution and change all those crazy settings to make it exactly how I want it. But I am addicted. Like, I went on last night to play an hour before I went to bed. Next thing I know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I got to be up to drive an hour and a half tomorrow, so I got to get going.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Definitely a fun game. How about you?
Let's see. I've been playing almost nothing but Horizon Zero Dawn. I was up to about 1:30 last night playing. It's a fun game. I'll tell you what. I just got to this part where I don't really want to tell you. It's fun. It's because you're gonna play it, right?
I'm going to eventually once it becomes a possibility for me. But yes.
You get a PS4.
I'm still, fingers crossed, hoping for the PC version to come out. I know it's probably not, but I want it to.
Well, one way you can play it on the PC is if you play it on PlayStation Now. Not yet, but eventually. I'm pretty sure at some point they'll have... so basically the big news this week, last week they announced they're doing PlayStation Now with all these titles spawning from PS1 to PS3. But now, last week, they said that they're actually going to be launching PS4 titles.
And this week they have definite names of those PS4 titles, correct?
Well, it's just a small spattering of titles. Let's see.
That's right, Last Geek. This is a awesome background. You're going to see a lot of that on our podcast.
Yeah, we do. This is how we do things. Because some people will do like a picture-in-picture
Like
thing.
here's a little picture. Ah, it's so cute. No.
We like, pictures and videos, if you have it by itself, kind of detracts from the podcast. But if you have it behind us, you're still paying attention to us, and you still get a general feel of what's going on.
And if you listen to the podcast, give yourself a pat on the back, but still go to YouTube, take a look at the videos, because we do have these cool backgrounds, and you can totally see what we're talking about every time. And it's not just us rambling about something that you're like, I wish I knew what they were talking about or what it looks like. Yeah. But anyway, this is PlayStation Now, and some of the titles that are already available. But Ate, do you want to go into the titles that are going to be available?
Well, if this page would load, I would totally do that.
By heart. Oh, my God.
No, let's see. We have something about like 15 or so games. Killzone Shadowfall, which was a launch title, which it's all right. Okay. I liked playing it. Entwined. I only played that for a little bit. I think that's the one with the two eagle things and the eagle and the fish, and it had like weird, like it had like a Tempest kind of feel to it.
Okay. What the heck was the point of that game?
You're just going through and you're picking up gems like in a run type kind of game.
Okay. That's cool. So something very simple to be streamed over, right?
Yeah. It's a pretty game. I did enjoy playing it. Wow. Okay, hold on a second, Claw.
We'll get there, Claw. We'll get there. We're on PlayStation Now, though, so we got to continue.
Let's see. Hokokun, Helldivers, Escape Plan, the infamous Knack.
Ooh. Okay.
So that should be interesting. They keep on bringing that game back.
What was the game that you and Zonner were talking about that I had never played before, and Zonner wasn't sure if they could bring it over?
Resogun is coming out for PlayStation Now as well.
What was it again?
Resogun.
Resogun.
It was one of the first big DLC titles for the PS4 when it came out. It kind of showcased like, wow, look at all these cool particle effects. It's a very basic game, but really, really hard to master.
Okay.
Like, you can just jump in, I'm doing my thing, but then later on, it gets like, oh my gosh, it's kind of like, did you ever play Einhander or, like those 2D shooting games with the flying flame balls?
All the time, yes, yes.
So it's one of those kind of games. It's really fun. Michael actually played the crap out of that.
Michael would play the crap out of it, I'm sure. Was that his one game for a good month? He was just playing that game?
Because during that time, there wasn't that many titles out for the PS4 as there are now, and that's one of the go-tos we used to always go to.
How many did they release when PS4 first came out? Roughly.
Because luckily they had a lot of the multi-console games.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a lot of those. So I would guess
a lot of cross-platform.
Cross-platform. I'm sure they had about 15 to 20 games.
So a lot more than.
But they really pushed the downloadable games.
Okay.
For using this PlayStation Store.
That's awesome, though.
There's a few other games, Sound Shapes. I tried playing that. I didn't really enjoy it. Super Stardust Ultra, Hardware Rivals, another free game. But yeah, so they're bringing PS4 games to PlayStation Now, which...
Pretty awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, so as time goes on, I'm pretty sure they'll bring higher caliber games as the technology progresses.
Yeah.
So maybe at some point you can actually play Horizon Zero Dawn on your PC.
It's gonna be so long though. It's gonna take forever for that to happen.
Yeah, well, that's why you should have a PS4.
Dude, imagine when they start streaming VR games. It's like, oh, don't even download it. Just log your VR onto the PlayStation Now network, and there you go. How crazy is that gonna be?
Huh.
It's a possibility. They're already.
That'll basically cement the VR's thing.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing coming out for the Oculus Rift or the Vive.
And it would be pretty cool that way. People are already working on streaming live TV for VR experience, so it would be interesting to see games streamed on VR. That'd be
PlayStation Now. I'm pretty sure you could do that.
Yeah. See. Haha.
That's a tip for you, Sony guys. Do that.
Yeah. Go think about that. Yeah, Sony, if you're listening.
Which I'm sure they are.
So the next topic...
We talked about Drawn to Death last week.
Exactly. I wanted to bring that up. We're going to throw it up in the background really quick. So, looks amazing. I thought that, we had heard about it and it wasn't too popular. And then I find out that the students in my class this week were all talking about it when they walked in.
Well, did they watch our podcast?
I don't think they did. I think they just actually heard about it. And I was like, this game looks really cool then. And obviously they should be watching our podcast. And they should be watching it here because this is where we talk about the real stuff. But it looks like an awesome game. And everybody's stoked about it.
I mean,
but
it's coming out for free next month. So.
But I think we heard about a little bit of a downside.
Yeah, we were really hoping because another thing we do over here at CMG is that we have events. We have game nights, and we all play from home. But we also have like tournaments over here in our warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Last one we had was the Gears of War 4 tournament, which was somewhat of a success. I mean,
somewhat. I feel like it was a success. I mean, it was crazy and technical and just a 3-day excursion. But man, I thought we had a good time.
Yeah, and when we saw this game, like, wow, this would be a really good LAN tournament to play. Jaffe killed our dreams, though. He tweeted out that it's not going to have LAN play. So there goes that idea. But,
it's another Overwatch. It's like, great, no LAN play. Great.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have the money to actually do a tournament with... we could just do an internet tournament, but there's no fun in just not seeing each other.
Yeah.
Because if you're in our warehouse, you have fun. Is this stream lagging for you? No, it's because you're on that island called England.
The UK.
Yeah, so...
And by the stream lagging, what are you saying, Claude? We need more explanation here, buddy.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what's going on. I mean, we're dropping a little bit of frames, but not enough to where it would really affect the stream. But anyway.
Last Geek Plays, who's watching us, thank you for watching.
Oh, yes. By the way, I want to mention, I saw Last Geek's comment about latency on VR, because we were just talked about streaming with VR.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, I do know there's a lot of latency involved, because, it's obviously a lot of data for a 360 experience. But I think they'll fix it eventually. Right now, there's too much latency for the streaming, but anyway, I think it's something that they'll come into. But I wanted to make sure he knows that we're hearing him,
Okay, so Last Geek Plays also said you guys can't play on land. You can only play in the air or by the sea. Yeah, I think he knows what he meant about land.
Yeah,
local
I
area
think
network.
you know. Yeah, local area. I can't be on an airplane to play this one. God damn.
Well, you
every
can't,
time.
It's like the Switch. You can't do airplane mode and you can't use your controllers. We love the Switch over here at CMG. Buy one now.
I did it. You missed it. Too late. Sorry. Okay. So that looks freaking awesome. I'm really stoked because it honestly makes me feel like an Unreal Tournament-based game. And it's awesome, man. I've missed games like that. I want a good game like that again. So this should be awesome. It really should be.
And since they're going with the whole Rocket League route by making it free for the first month, everybody's going to be getting this game.
Everyone's going to get hooked, and everybody's going to want it. Yeah.
Rocket League is still going on strong now.
And I loved it. Like, I spent the money for Rocket League, and I still play it every once in a while. All right. So
next one.
Oh, this is fun.
This is you're gonna tell me about this.
We're gonna switch just back to the normal podcast screen really quick. So
why is that?
I'll show you in a second. Everybody will see it.
Go ahead.
So we've had news with Nintendo, and everyone's been talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's been all kinds of issues with the Switch release. Like, people have talked about dead pixels.
You don't say. Go on.
So people have talked about dead pixels. They've talked about how the dock can scratch your screen. They've talked about how the stickers rip the matte finish off.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest issues people have had are the Joy-Cons.
And we actually experienced
it. Yeah,
we
did it live on the podcast, and it happened.
Yeah.
What was it? The left Joy-Con loses connection when it's too far away from the system.
Yeah.
But it's not even that far. What was it, like 10 feet?
It was, from here to that chair right there. About 10 feet.
Yeah, about 10 feet.
Hey, it's not working. See, look.
So a very, very awesome person decided that he would take apart his Wii remote before he sent it to Nintendo to get it fixed to see, okay, this is what it looks like. And then when they sent him the replacement a week later, he thought, hey, that's pretty fast. I wonder what they did. So if you're watching the podcast, it's going to come up right now.
So I haven't seen this yet. So what did they do?
That's a little piece of foam. If you look in the corner there, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny piece of foam. If you look at the models, that's literally the only thing they did. And that is blocking the signal interference. So apparently all of the signal interference has been caused by some type of manufacturing issue that they weren't aware of, and it was only on certain systems. So I'm guessing a large launch of them had this manufacturing issue. Now they're making the Joy-Cons correct, and they don't have that little piece of foam anymore. But for any Joy-Con that was made during that manufacturing issue, they put that little piece of foam in there. It stops the signal
I mean,
transference.
what is the foam made out of?
I don't know.
Is it
I
some
can't
sort
tell
of
you because I
dielectric
can't touch it, but
foam.
yeah, but that's how they solved the issue. They put a little piece of foam in there, and now there's no more connectivity issues. So apparently that probably just stops incoming signals, or it's interesting. It's really quite interesting.
So their next fix to have the controllers not fall off of the Switch itself is like we use duct tape to keep it on.
Duct tape on the sides,
Yeah.
you know? Here's a rubber band. We'll send
Yeah.
it to you for free. There you go. Good fix. Good fix, guys. But,
Who called it a Wiimote? Did you call it a Wiimote?
no, I said Joy-Con. Did I say Wiimote? I'm sorry. If I said Wiimote, I apologize. I meant Joy-Con. Man, and I've been telling from the very get-go, I was
Yeah,
like,
you were
those
on top of
Joy-Con
that.
controllers are too tiny. There's gonna be issues. They're too tiny, and there it is. It's right there. It's a small manufacturing issue that they should have had should have not been an issue in the first place. But apparently, a small piece of foam fixes it.
And Last Geek, no, we're actually not video game experts. We just pretend to be on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. We try hard.
So that's kind of interesting why that little piece of foam would actually do all that. Whatever.
Well, I mean, at least they fixed it. And that's all that matters. Now, I think everyone should put the spotlight onto their, LCDs are supposed to have dead pixels. We're
Oh,
not
that's a
going to
bunch of
replace
bull.
that.
I
That's
mean-
bull crap. Like, ugh. If I buy a monitor and I spend a good amount of money on a monitor, if it has a dead pixel, you know what I can do? I can take it back. But if you buy the Switch and it has a dead pixel,
they won't do it.
they won't take it back.
They said it's natural for LCDs. Like,
It's common, so
yeah,
we're not
yeah,
going to stand by
I
it.
guess it does happen. Doesn't mean it should.
Yeah, right? Like, come on. Really? Really? I mean, if you're going to put a piece of foam in a controller to fix it, you can fix my screen as well. You get it home, there's
I
like
wonder how
somebody opens the screen, like colors in the little pixels with like colored pencil. Like, now they're green. Yeah, perfect.
I wonder how much that little piece of foam cost.
Dude, it's got to be like 5 to 10 cents. Like,
Not even.
like a really, really, really cheap fix.
Wow.
And I bet you somebody got like a super big promotion for that. They're like, I know the issue, and I put a little piece of foam here, and it works. Nintendo's
Brilliant.
like, brilliant, raise,
Yeah.
promoted, top of engineering. You got it, man. Good job.
It's just like the janitor who found a piece of foam on the floor. Hey, do this.
Here, try this. It's like, get this guy a desk, an office, 401k. He deserves it all.
Do they have 401ks in Japan?
I don't know.
Anyways, so
A little bit off topic. There's a tangent.
one of the games I played this week as well was this game that came out with the that PlayStation Store thing. I'm having a brain fart, but it was the
Is that the collective thing?
yeah, the Play Collective.
Play
Yes.
Collective,
So the
alright.
first game of that was a game called Everything. I played that for about 2 days straight.
Oh man, let's get a look at that.
So I like collecting things, and
There we
this-
go. Everything. It's a ladybug,
Well, it's when you first start off, you start off as as a horse actually.
not a ladybug.
Not a
So you're a
ladybug.
horse,
Yeah.
of course.
Of-
Continue.
Sometimes.
You know you love it.
No. Okay. So you start off as a horse in this land, and you're like, okay, what's this game about? They don't tell you. I mean, obviously it's about everything, whatever
Everything.
everything
Yeah,
is.
everything.
But they don't tell you how to play the game. They don't tell you how to do things. You kind of have to like work your way around. Okay, and piece it together. I'm doing this now. I'm doing that.
So it's like a horse simulator for the first 4 minutes.
Yes.
Got it.
And what's kind of interesting about the game is, as the video is showing behind us, you scale up, and you scale down your viewpoint of different objects.
Okay.
So when you first start off your horse, if you look at a tree, you can scale up to the trees. You move to the tree's perspective.
Okay.
At each
Then
time,
you get to be a tree.
yeah, you get to be a tree.
Okay.
And then as you go to each perspective, you collect the data on it. So okay, now you're the tree. Now, like a spruce tree is now in your
In
encyclopedia.
your data. Okay.
Yeah. And then you can go higher. Okay, there's a big building over there, and like a ruins or something.
Okay.
You go to that now. Your viewpoint goes higher or bigger.
And then you can add ruins to your encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And then eventually you get to like a landmass, and then you get to the Earth, and now like right now you're a galaxy. So you go up higher and higher and higher, and as you're collecting more things.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah. And it's not just going bigger, it's also going smaller as well.
How small can you go?
like subatomic level.
Oh wow.
So if you're going from the horse, you go from a horse to a like a flower.
Okay.
Then you go down to a ladybug.
Okay.
And then you go down to a piece of dirt, and then you go down to like pollen in the air.
Is it always that same track, or is there like
No,
smaller things that you can go down to in different ways?
Well, if you look on the screen right here, and people that are listening can't see, but see right now he just selected a pollen thing.
Oh wow, look at that.
So now he's attracting to other pollen, and they'll follow him around. So this.
So
is
you actually get to play as a piece of pollen,
Yes.
and whatever a piece of pollen could do.
Yeah. So you as you watch, he'll go around. Okay, I'm gonna select something else. He now is this piece of grain of sand.
Wow.
Now he's going to a bigger thing. Now it's whatever that
Is that a
thing.
maggot?
It's probably a piece of
No.
maybe garlic.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's nice.
And each location he'll have something different.
Oh, this is really cool, man. And this was free?
No, this was part of the Play Collective.
How much is that?
It was, I think, 15 or 19. But then if you have the PS Plus, it's 20% off.
Oh, okay.
And I pre-ordered it because I like games like this where it's just free roaming.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
yeah.
not really any stress. You're just playing. So you're a barrel now.
So, is that a lion just in the middle?
Yeah. So now he's.
Look at,
So it's kind of weird because.
look at the way he's walking.
Yeah. Most of the animals, the land-based animals, like kind of do like tumbling walk.
That's
thing.
so funny.
Fish and birds still fly and swim, but land animals just
You think that
tumble around.
Look at the little lions tumbling away. Oh, that's amazing.
So he's already played the game all the way through once, so that's
Okay.
why he's able to scale up his.
Make his lion giant.
Yeah. So by scaling up your line in this case, now your perspective goes bigger as well. So you don't see the small things anymore.
Okay.
So you have to choose like a building. Wow, he's really big.
Wow, look at that.
It's
That's freaking awesome, though. So what is the point? Why are we doing this? Like, is there a story? Are you an alien? Or
Well, first you don't know who you are.
okay,
As you go about.
is this gonna be a spoiler? Do we need to?
No, because they don't really tell you who you are. You just kind of go, and it's a journey. As you go about different areas, you start seeing these little record shapes.
Okay.
And if you select them, this guy, Alan something or other, a professor, he's actually having they record. Why are you getting a?
Sorry. Yeah, we all get phone calls, guys. That's fine.
Who's Jonathan?
Oh, it's my best friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
How come he's not on the podcast?
He'd like to be actually, but we can discuss that later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
It's more of a. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Anyway.
So this professor, they recorded this seminar he had a while back, and as you go throughout the game, you collect these sound bites, and they play in the background. It kind of just explains, like, who are we, why are we here, kind of thing. So it's kind of
So like the professor's lecture kind of explains what's going on.
kind of it happens to tie in the way it's supposed to.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, and it's a really fun, relaxing game. See, now you're in the subatomic.
And how do you know if you beat the game? Is there an end, or is it just?
Well, I'm not going to go into that because you have to
Okay.
find out on your own.
All right, God, jeez, look at he's just trees now. He's
yeah.
just.
So it's a fun, relaxing.
I'm
game.
too excited about this. I really like it's awesome looking.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. So are we gonna move on to the?
Yeah, the next thing is your thing.
Is my favorite thing.
Yep.
Well, it should be yours too, but you haven't played it yet.
Well,
this guy.
I did break it out of the plastic wrap. So
Good job.
I did see
Step
the
one.
I saw the disc. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, and I shut it, and then I played Horizon Zero Dawn. But go on.
You're like, oh, you opened it up. That's a nice disc, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the game so far. I think people have given it such a hard rap. Like they've been so I'm gonna say it, so anal about everything in this game.
That's an actual word.
I know, but still. And to be honest with you, I play it on a computer, so I play it at 2K, and I even found out that it'll upscale it for me, so I can play at a higher resolution than even 2K, and it's super fun. It's not quite 4K, but it's still really, really nice looking.
Well, isn't 2K 4K?
No.
2K measures this way. 4K measures this way.
Yeah, but 2K, the resolution 2K is still smaller than 4K.
So it's literally 2000. It's not 21 whatever it is, 100.
No, 2K is like 25 something something by 1440.
Okay.
So it's the middle ground in between 1080p and 4K essentially. The reason PC gamers tend to play in 2K is because you can get the really high frame rates and refresh rates without dropping like to 45 or 40 when playing 4K. But anyway, this game, you start off as you're the new.
You're the new Shepherd.
Yeah, the new Shepherd essentially, but you're not. You're not supposed to be Shepherd in really any way.
What's his name? Like not Spectre, but like
Ryan.
You play the game. You should know.
I know. I keep forgetting the.
Claw, tell us.
Yeah, if you Claw, I know you're there. He'll bring it up.
It's not Shepherd. It's like not Shadow. It's.
Come on, Claw, hurry up. Anyway, so.
Rivera, something like that.
So you start off as the character, and I'm waiting for Claw to like say it, but he's not.
I know he's slacking.
Ryder, duh. Scott Ryder. Okay, Ryder. Yes, you got me confused with the S, and I was like Ryder. So anyway, you start off as Ryder.
I didn't play the game.
You can play either a male or a female, and either way, you're playing either the daughter of the main Pathfinder or the son of the main Pathfinder.
Okay.
So the Ryder is either one of those. And if you play the daughter, you wake up and your brother's still in stasis and he's not, like, you can't wake him up yet. If you play the son, your sister's still in stasis and you can't wake her up yet. So the storyline doesn't really change based on female versus male, at least what I saw when I played both storylines.
Okay.
Even the choices, like the comments, were the exact same wording in a lot of ways. So don't think so much about who you get to play as, male versus female, but when you get in the game, you barely know the Pathfinder, like you barely know your dad. He, spoiler alert, by the way, I'm just gonna say it because this happens in the first level of the game.
Okay.
He ends up, passing away, and you become the new Pathfinder. So you've got to figure out what's going on and how to be the Pathfinder, and you're the only Pathfinder. There was supposed to be like 7 or 8 other arcs that came with you with different Pathfinders from different races, but at the beginning of the game, you're the only Pathfinder, and you have to go.
And by arc you mean the big ship.
The big ship that they all jumped on for 600 years and went across the galaxy. Now, all of those are ran by different species. Like there's a Asari arc, there's a Krogan arc apparently. I haven't found that yet, but you go out through the game and you can find the arcs and you can find out what happened to them and why they never linked up with the Nexus. And the Nexus is like the main point where all the arcs are supposed to meet up and start the whole colony all over again.
Huh. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you're the only one that makes it to the Nexus, and you get to the Nexus and like nothing's ready, and they're looking at you like you're stupid, like because they haven't seen any arcs yet, and you have to spend the whole time going throughout the galaxy, the new galaxy, exploring all the different planets and trying to find out what happened to the arcs, why there's like an alien race on these planets, and how you can make them livable for humanity. And I think that's really cool. Like I think that storyline has a lot to go off, and you can go on all kinds of different missions based on your crew, based on objectives, and it's really open. So you can choose what you want to do whenever you want to do it. So I like the game a lot.
I'll probably play that game after I beat Horizon Zero Dawn.
How far are you, by the way? How many hours have you put in?
I want to say like 26.
Okay. That's good. That's probably how much I put into Mass Effect right now, to be honest. It's a good game though, for sure.
So.
Human arc, best arc. You know it. Human arc is the only arc that made it because we're humans.
We're adaptable.
Yeah, we're awesome. That's funny how even in Mass Effect, like humans are still, you can still kind of see them as like the best, like the adaptable ones. Like they have a little bit of each race, makes them really cool, rounded, Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I really am. I'm really loving it. The cutscenes are beautiful too. And the best part is when you play at a high resolution, the cutscenes meld right into the gameplay, and it's just as pretty.
So by me having a PS4 Pro, it should be
good.
Relatively close.
Yeah, it should be very, very close.
All right.
Very, very, very close. But yeah, so that's my game. I love it so far. And I'll probably have more to talk about next week when I get like halfway through it. But yeah.
I doubt you can get halfway through.
I will. Don't you worry.
All right.
I'll get there.
You're going to have no sleep whatsoever.
I'm going to play it way more than I played The Last of Us. That's for sure.
Well, that's not saying much.
Oh, ouch. I know it's not.
You played like what, 2 hours?
I'm trying to get into PS4s, and I'm playing and I lose interest in a couple hours. I'm sorry.
Stewie McGingerbeard is here.
Suh, dude.
Suh, dude. I hate that phrase.
Hey, you know what? Suck it up. Because the next thing we're talking about is something that you weren't super excited about, but I thought still needed merit, so we put it on here. It's the newest VR experience. We're going to let it play in the background. It's a guy putting on VR.
Is that what that was?
That's what it is. Yeah.
I have one of those. Do you have one of those?
Yeah. No. I need one though.
Yeah, and a PS4.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
So what is this?
Well, take a look and you'll find out soon enough. What does it look like, Ate?
Well, people that are listening to us don't know what it is.
My bad. So what does it look like, Ate? It looks like a new Ghostbusters PSVR experience. Unfortunately, the trailer is very short, but it looks like the OG Ghostbusters.
So like, not the new.
Not the new corny.
Okay, good.
Not very good Ghostbusters. And no, there's no sexistness about that. It was just a bad movie. It was just a bad movie, and let's be honest. It was a bad movie. But this seems like it's more based on the OG Ghostbusters. It looks really, really cool, and it's called Firehouse.
Did we know anything about it? Like, other than it's just an experience?
They haven't released much about it yet. This was probably a day or two old when we found it a couple nights ago, and this was the first trailer. So this is what we know.
All right.
It looks like you're able to, pick up their little backpack guns and. Yeah. What do they call those? I can't remember. It's been so long.
New Ghostbusters because there's one dude's voice in it. Well, I haven't.
Oh, is it the new Ghostbusters?
Well,
I'm sad.
You saw this.
It seemed like it. I thought it was the OG, but if it's the new one, I mean, I'm still sad, but it looks good. It looks good. Oh well. Poor Ghostbusters.
Stewie, I'm about ready to ban you in a second.
Why?
You said PS4 is great, maybe even greater than the PC.
Who am I kidding? Okay, so. I have to break off for a second.
Really?
In my class, I started a new computer class this week, and we were talking about systems and choices and things like that. And I'm going to change this back to our normal podcast screen so you don't see that in the background completely. So one of the students was talking about the differences between consoles and PC, and he just said, he's like, you know what? The Scorpio is going to beat everything. I'm like, what do you mean it's going to beat everything? It's going to be better than any PC has ever been or ever will be. Yeah. And okay, and we, on this podcast, you'll notice we like PlayStation a lot. And we try not to pick favorites, but honestly, lately PlayStation has been doing better.
Well, yeah, it
just how it is. Microsoft is coming out the Scorpio to completely combat the PS4 Pro because the Xbox One S is nowhere near competition for the PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
So they have been gung-ho about this Scorpio release, and are there still no real specifics on it? Like they've talked about what it can do and the specs it probably will have, but we haven't seen.
All speculation
It's all speculation.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything real about it. And to be honest, I almost broke down because anybody who's a PC gamer realizes that consoles are nothing if not small PCs. Like, tech is tech. The stuff that's inside of it is, it might be prepped and ready better for a console, but it's a smaller version of what a PC can do if you spend the money and the time and put all the effort into a PC. So to say that the Scorpio would be better than a PC in every light and always forever doesn't really make sense because you can build your PC to outpower a Scorpio, no problem, and that's just how it is. But anyway, that was my own little tangent about PC Master Racing, which I love to go into. And what do we got here? PlayStation.
You hardly ever go into that.
Hey, I always go into that. That's right, Stewie McGingerbeard. Nothing compares to PC. Nothing. PlayStation's very close, though. And I've been brought over to understand that. And honestly, I give PlayStation credit where credit is due. They're doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
PS4 Pro is.
It's
good.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. I mean, we got to do a huge discussion about the resolutions behind it and everything. But the fact of the matter is, it can do native 4K, not on everything, but it can do native 4K. Yeah. And that is amazing for the console and the price point.
The developer as well.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, if that's the same thing that always happens with every generation of consoles. When you first have, PS3, you had Resistance Fall of Man. And it looked cool at the time, but then later on you had Uncharted 2. It's like, oh my gosh. It's the same hardware, but the developers just made it that much better.
Made it that much nicer.
Yeah.
Now
they figured out how to use it properly.
Perfect. So with the PS4 Pro now, the 4K native games are smaller titles, but it's still cool that you can play them native 4K and see that really high resolution. For instance, what was Rocket League one of the native 4Ks, or was it just a re-release ready for 4K? Did they upscale it, or was it native? I can't remember.
I believe it did have a PS4 Pro patch.
Okay, so it probably wasn't upscaled to 4K, which is fine, which is still beautiful, because what they do with those upscales is that they essentially, what did we learn is that they, what was it called? like crosshatch rendering essentially. So they
Oh,
render
yeah,
it.
the 2K cross.
Yeah. Okay, 2K cross. So they render it
Cross
really,
patching,
really,
whatever
really
it's called.
high, so that they take that image and they make it. I can't remember exactly what they do to it.
Well, don't they like reduce it down for like 1080?
Yeah, that's what they do. So they upscale it. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. Thank you. They upscale it for the PS4 Pro so you can play it at 4K. But what PlayStation has been marketing is that when you play the PS4 Pro on a 1080p TV, it still looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is what they're doing is they've taken the upscaled 4K version and then they're shrinking it down back to 1080 so that you get this really, really, really nice quality on your 1080p resolution screen.
Yeah.
So the PS4 Pro can really output beautiful at 1080p as well. So that's pretty awesome, and honestly, credit where it's due. It's a pretty awesome leap.
4K at 24 FPS. He's laughing. You did realize that's what movies are at?
Well,
Do you ever complain about movies?
you never complain about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it like? Movies are 23.96, like cinema, right? I think that's the cinema FPS.
Depends on the region you're in, but it averages 24 frames per second.
Yeah.
It looks like we have Brandon 26 here. That's Brandon in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon. Awesome. So, wasn't that a big deal now that we're talking about we're talking about frame rates in movies, right? Now, when The Hobbit came out, didn't it come out with like an elevated frame rate? And
Yes,
everybody
and
was like,
people-
"Oh, it's making me nauseous." Like,
Well, yeah, because you're so used to, and it's kind of like people.
see, that's what I'm talking about, Claw. The Hobbit is not 24. I didn't even. Good. We think alike, Claw. We jumped into that at the same time. Good job.
Well, okay, so people are so used to 24 frames per second that when they actually did have that, was it like 60 frames?
It was high.
or
It was
something
a
up
good
there.
bump. Yeah.
Yeah, that the general populace was not ready for that, and they're not used to that still.
And I guess if you game at that kind of refresh rate and frames, like gamers probably didn't have a problem with The Hobbit. Like I saw it and I just thought, wow, this looks beautiful. Like it's a really nice movie. I didn't feel sick at all. But I guess if you're used to just watching TV and movies all the time, that's going to be a little bit different. You're going to feel out of your space.
And one of the things that if you get out of 24 frames per second, it removes the motion blur, which actually does help some of the movies actually convey motion and all that. Now it's like it looks like it looks like real life,
which isn't quite as fun and cinematic. It's like people are like, "Oh, The Hobbit looks too real. I can't handle it."
Yeah. Brandon.
Oh, it was 48 FPS. Okay. Thank you, Claw. Now we know.
So it's double.
Still, pretty awesome.
All right.
So what's the next thing that we're talking about?
This is one of your things.
Another thing about me?
Yeah, you're on the podcast. We're gonna talk about you.
I'm excited. Okay, well, I'm doing well. No, I'm kidding. The next thing, actually, you had more news about this. I got excited when I heard about it. Someone brought this up. I didn't know.
Oh,
it was Matthew.
And Matthew's not here.
Dang it, Matthew.
He's at an air show.
So,
having fun. I'm not bitter.
I know. I wish he was here. That would be great. Do you have the article? If you want to bring it up, you can get more into the nitty gritty of it while I kind of look at it. I would love to have some nitty gritty. So
I'll give you some nitty gritty.
Thanks a lot. So it looks like Game Shark is developing a new game for the Nintendo Switch.
They're not saying it.
They're not saying it's Pokemon.
It is.
No. But they kind of messed up a little bit because they released a new job title. And they were looking for, I believe it was a 3D modelist, right? Are you looking for it right now?
Here
we go.
Here's the quotes.
Go ahead.
An opportunity to be involved in development of the worldwide popular RPG. They don't say what it is, said the job posting. Since it is a title that has been released for a long time, the development environment is also very well set. And this is by...
it's probably released from Game Shark, right?
Game Freak.
Game Freak. Why did I say Shark? I meant Game Freak. Oh, man. See, this is how long I've been playing Pokemon. I used to do that when I was a kid. The Game Sharks.
Yeah, the Game Shark controller.
Well, I
cartridge
mean,
for your
when you got
Game
old enough to
Freak
realize you could do that, it was like, oh, why not try it? And then you brick your Pokemon game the first time. You're like, I can't ever do this ever again. But anyway, so Game Freak.
Another thing they said was they need a new title character modeler, quote unquote.
So new title character modeler.
To create deformed, toon-like person, monster, and item models.
I love how they said that. Deformed, toon-like person, what was it, monster models?
Monster and item models. It's like, okay.
Person, monster, and item. I wonder, why would they use the word monster?
It's like you need somebody for RPG monster game.
Well known.
Well known, unless it's Monster Hunter, but that's not deformed.
Yeah, I wouldn't see that.
They're not deformed. It's just
A deformed monster. You think Pokemon, you know? You think the only thing that could make it more concrete is if they put monsters for pockets.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, pocket monsters. We know what that is.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else in here, but
I know. Yes, Geek. There's a lot of games that have monsters. We agree with you, but
it's Game Freak.
It's Game Freak, and
I mean they're hiring. What are they known for? They're known for Pokemon.
Yep.
It's kind of obvious.
We hope. You know what? I'm just gonna be hopeful because I don't want to be let down again. Yes, Digimon. Yes, it's gonna be Digimon. It's a Digimon game. How disappointing would that be? Like Switch first game release, Digimon.
Everybody would like riot.
Dude, I'd still buy it. I mean, if I had the Switch, granted, I'm not gonna buy the Switch, but
you would because you're familiar with Digimon. People now, is Digimon still out there?
Yeah, they have the okay. So I tried to watch the new Digimon like anime show, and it's like. For some reason, anime lately has been taking this like teen drama thing to a new level where you're watching a show and it's more about the teen lives. And I'm like, I don't really give a crap about their lives. Show me the Digimon and like the crazy world battles. Like I don't care if Tai can't play soccer anymore. You know, like it's not a big deal to me. But apparently that's where they've been going with it.
And apparently Last Geek Play said that he would play the bleep bleep bleep
out of Digimon on the Switch. I mean, I would too, because I love the classic Digimon. Like, I remember the first time you saw Agumon and you shat your pants. Like, it was the best thing ever. Like, it was great. It was great. Like, I remember going to Chinatown with my cousin, and we found these awesome, like Japanese Transformer Digimon toys where you could be Agumon or you could be, who's the little...
I don't know.
I can't remember his name. Anyway, you could be one of the two, and it was Agumon or like the little dog guy, and they both are Garurumon, and so they you could transform them into their Digivolutions, and it was super cool. Like you could start at the basic, and they'd go all the way up to their mega
I kind of remember
forms.
that actually.
Really?
I remember seeing those toys.
Those were like the coolest toys ever, and that was like super exciting.
Good show so far. Got to head off.
Stay savage. You know it, Brandon.
Well, thank you for watching, Brandon.
You know it,
You're
Brandon.
always welcome.
I wonder what he's doing on a Saturday.
He's probably going to the air show.
No, he didn't go. No, he's probably just gonna go drink. Go get drunk. It's okay, Brandon. Call us at 2:00. It's okay.
He's never done that before.
No, never.
Especially during a podcast.
So anyway, Pokemon on the Switch. That could be exciting. I hope that they do a... It'd be so cool to have like more of like a 3D feel to it, like a more 3D RPG feel. Like I know they do that on the 3DS obviously, but more graphically inclined.
They should make it like a Pokemon gym, like on the N64.
Oh yes. It was Pokemon Stadium. Yes.
Right. They should do that.
That game was great.
I should go and meet other people. All right, let's duel.
It's like that game was so fun because it was battling with Pokemon, but it was also like Mario Party. It had like little side games, and it was like, this is really cool. I miss that game. That would be a great Switch game.
All right, so Pokemon most likely isn't coming to the Switch, so
I'm stoked. I'm going to be waiting, you know.
They're not saying it is, so it's not happening.
It's not happening. You're right. We're just going to be oblivious when it happens.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Oh,
this
wow.
was coming out.
You lied to us. You said it wasn't going to be Pokemon. Weird. Okay. But now this next topic is all Ate. And I messed up because I didn't even say the name right, so he knows right away this isn't about me.
Yeah.
This is all about Ate.
Yeah, you
I had to be serious and you had to bring this up. You could have just let it go.
No, I'm not gonna let this go. It's Gran
Turismo. Sport.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna say something that's gonna be really mad at me right now. When I was playing racing games, I was very much into the classic Need for Speeds.
That's not a racing game.
He's just never gonna let me have it. See,
no,
go ahead. Forget it. No, go. Talk about your game. Your game's on. Go ahead. No, it's fine. You're right. It's not a racing game. You're right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
say it.
I used to play the original Need for Speeds when they first came out on computer, and the graphics were really crappy, and the whole point was you could either race or you could run from the cops. That was it. There was 2 game modes. Okay. That was it. So that's my feel for racing games, as I played a lot of Need for Speed. So continue and talk about your racing game and how much better it is than Need for Speed, right?
So, That's the only experience you have in any racing game?
I don't play a lot of racing games.
Oh, boy.
I mean, there was
Well,
this
you're
cool
not-
one on Microsoft that was like, you could be a little car and you could like race through San Francisco or Europe and London, and that's all they had, and it was like a Microsoft exclusive game. But that's it.
That sounds familiar.
I can't remember the name of it, but man, was it fun.
But yeah, Gran Turismo Sports coming out. I've already played it a few times actually. The closed beta is out now. Burnout actually was a good racing game,
Burnout was fun. I did play some Burnout when it came out.
but it's a different style altogether.
Yeah.
It's nothing like Gran
Looks
Turismo.
like Claw's more of a Forza kind of guy. I'll say elaborate why you choose Turismo
Because,
over that.
well, one, Gran Turismo is better.
I mean, it
and
does look beautiful.
It does.
Yeah.
But Forza is very floaty and fishtaily, and it doesn't feel like Gran Turismo. It doesn't feel like a heavy car. It doesn't.
So fishtaily in the fact that you drift out of control a lot.
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. You can be on a nice road, and you're still like, it's like it shouldn't be doing that.
So I wish I could drive one of these cars and tell you in real life if they do that or not, like if that's
Well-
an actual quality.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I have a Ford Focus. In Gran Turismo, they also have the Ford Focus hatchback, the same exact model I have.
That's kind of funny, but okay.
So,
Do they have my Corolla as well?
they might.
Oh my God.
They might.
Okay.
So, I drive my car rather crazy sometimes. Playing the game using that same car feels exactly like the car
Okay.
in Gran Turismo, not in Forza.
Well, I mean, you have your car, so you can tell. So it feels like it. I like that. That's really cool. So,
So, this game's coming out. The beta is out right. The closed beta is out right now. You can sign up for the. Sorry,
come on.
the closed beta is out right now. You can sign up for the open closed beta. So you still have to sign up for the open closed beta.
That's essentially just going to be a come out.
Gran Turismo Sports, they're focusing more on an arena, like sports kind of thing.
Okay.
So you're actually racing online with other people.
Okay.
You're trying to get you're working up the brackets,
Yeah.
and you're trying to get into the actual tournaments, the actual championships.
That's pretty cool.
They're having, I think it's monthly.
Okay.
So as you play, you rank up, and I think the weekend tournaments are all aired live
Wow.
with an actual person commentating.
Wow. Really? So
So-
it's like an actual race. Like
An actual race.
That's freaking cool.
So yeah, if you want to get they kind of tried doing this with Gran Turismo 6,
Mhm.
but it was just kind of like leaderboards kind of thing. Now it's an actual like you're trying to win because you want to have that notoriety of being on that championship podium.
Yeah, the actual one. So you were telling me that when you buy these games, you buy a whole new setup.
Well, I kind of have to for this one because
So yeah, explain. Go elaborate.
because I had the Logitech G27, which is a really fancy steering wheel with stainless steel with leather.
You had it.
I still have it,
Okay, you have it.
and it worked just fine for the PS3. Like you can feel everything, especially with Gran Turismo. You felt every little cobblestone as you went across. You can feel your tires slipping on gravel. You would actually feel everything. So it was more intuitive.
Okay.
Instead of just like, okay, I guess I'm slipping, but no, you actually felt everything.
You felt the jerk in the
Yeah.
steering wheel. Wow.
Well, unfortunately, with the new generation of consoles,
Mhm.
PS4 and Xbox One, again, they
I just got
they
it.
they good job. They made it so that it was proprietary for each one. Before you could use the same. You could use.
So
the
now
same
they're like,
wheel.
yeah, we don't support Logitech wheels.
No, they do.
Oh.
But for the one I had before worked on the PS3 and the Xbox 360 and the PC.
So how is it that if they
They
support Logitech
added
wheels?
they added a new chip in the Xbox One and the PS4 that the device has to be recognized using that chip in the device's body.
So you need a specific Logitech Xbox version and a specific Logitech
Yes.
PS4 version?
Yes, which is fine for me. 'Cause
But
I'm-
what's the deal with that chip then? Do they communicate to give you a better experience, or is it just
because they didn't want people.
this? Like, why? you released one, they would respect you more if you bring it to consoles and stuff. The fact that you only PS4, it's like,
It's not Logitech's fault too.
I know it's their fault.
Yeah.
But like the system it sucks though.
But you have to buy this extra adapter,
Right.
and it adds like it was like maybe $20,
Necessary.
and it adds a bit of a latency. It's like something I read it online. It was like somewhere between like 20 to 40 milliseconds.
So I'm hoping that the chips, hopefully when they come out with when the game comes out and they talk about it more, that the chips serve more of a function than just verifying that
It's just verifying. That's all it is.
Really?
That's all it is.
Really?
They're just saying, yep, this is a PlayStation authorized controller, or yep, this is an Xbox authorized controller.
That's so disappointing. Oh man. Oh well. The audio is choppy. What? Audio medic. What happened?
What happened?
Audio issues. I can't tell. Did we drop a lot of frames all of a sudden? I think we were probably dropping frames for a while.
I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Let us know if it's any better.
They say it's
Fixed?
bad,
Yeah, we probably dropped a whole bunch of frames. Again, this entire podcast is shot off of a hotspot, so we do what we can, but sometimes you're going to get a little bit of chop. Bit of chop.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate location, but it still works.
Yeah, it still works. We're still able to play Gran Turismo in the background.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited about this game. Can't wait for it. It comes out in November. It got delayed. It was supposed to come out in, I think, December of last year.
If only the Switch was delayed a little bit.
I know.
Right?
See, I'd much rather somebody delay a game or a console, get everything
right. Yeah.
instead of giving us a crappy console or game. But
And we talked about last week about how the Nintendo Switch, sorry. Come on, there we go. How the Switches have a upgradable hard drive module inside of them, so we're probably soon going to be seeing Switches with like greater hard drive spaces than what is it at, like 32 gigs right now?
yeah, something
Which is
really
enough
slow.
like for like
It's
one
not even.
game.
It's not even enough for, I think, Zelda.
No, it has to be. Really?
I think I remember hearing Claude.
You can't even put Zelda on it?
Claude, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what I read somewhere, that you couldn't even, or like it just like it fills it up all the way, or it's just a little too much. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's insane though. So I guess Nintendo does need to start coming out with higher hard drive models, and they made it that way so they could easily improve the hard drive, which is cool. But why didn't they just do it from the get-go? Why didn't they just take the time? Like, are they
that's the big question.
Are they that
everybody's asked.
starving for money? Like, were they like a week away from going bankrupt, and they're like, "Go, quick, go! We gotta save ourselves."
I don't know, but that's a common question with a lot of Nintendo's moves.
Oh well. You know what? As long as they come out with a Zelda game or a Mario game, everybody's gonna rave about it, and people are gonna go crazy.
Oh, it's Dragon Quest.
But still, the fact that one game can fill up your
That's the
entire console and you can't, like, without the cartridge, you're screwed. Like, that's.
Well, they still have the micro SD card,
But still, come on, jeez. My iPhone has more gigs on it than a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, but there wasn't that much news. I mean, Claw is talking about thing. He's a.
Claude knows all about news.
Well, he knows all about. Yes, he does.
We should get him in on our weekly meetings when we go over what we're going to discuss, because he has all
Well,
these.
no, because
topics.
if he comes in, we're gonna be having a podcast for like 3 hours.
You're right. We can't talk about everything, Claw.
Sorry.
Wish we could, but you always have some cool stuff. What is he talking about now? I thought Claw brought up earlier something about Final Fantasy being on Super Sale.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't play it, but good job, Claw. So if you play Final Fantasy, look into that. Apparently, one of our
I used to play Final
viewers
Fantasy
here.
like on the PS2, and
Claw has access
not
to the
PS1
Googles.
actually.
We have access to Googles too.
he is Google.
Yeah, Claw is Google. That's why. He's the AI, the Google AI that they released. It's Claw. It's Claw.
You don't watch that. Never mind.
What do you mean?
Watch it AI. Then you're supposed to say, what does the A stand for? Artificial.
Trying to think about this reference, and I can't.
And then you're supposed to say, what does the I stand for? Intelligence. And then you're supposed to say, what does the A stand for again? I just like get pissed off at you.
What show is this? What reference am I missing?
I'll let you figure it out.
Really? Oh my god. Okay. I guess
will-
I'll have it by next week.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, your
Really
potato
means-
can hold more games than Switch can.
Wait, what's free on Xbox? Okay, fine, we'll talk about it. What's free on Xbox? I don't know.
Ooh. What did we play on Tuesday?
Oh, that's right, Evolve.
Ooh, Evolve.
That's
We
right.
totally talk about Evolve and
Yeah,
how
no,
annoying the character select screen was.
We figured it out, but yeah, it definitely was.
Did we really figure it out? Because we tried to figure it out, and then Matt just ended up being the monster 5 times because we couldn't figure that part out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you think that Matt didn't change the...
I could do that, Claw. Go ahead.
Well, oh, yeah. So, essentially, when we're playing that game, it's, 4 hunters against a monster, right?
Yeah.
So we had a team of 5, so we all got to be, like, transition between the types of hunters. Some of us got to play a monster, some of us didn't. But the reason for that was the character select screen was not a character select screen. It was like you jump in, and it gives you 5 options, and it's like, what's your preferred option? Do you want to be one of these hunters or the monster?
Yeah.
You have to like put them in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And then what it does is it tallies everybody's order up, and then it probably takes whoever wanted to be the monster the most and makes them the monster.
Yeah.
So we came into the issue that even if one person had put monster on 1 and the other person thought that they had changed monster to 2, it still would throw that other person in the game as the monster. It's like really annoying.
I'm sure by the next time we play it, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, but it could have been.
We had a lot of fun playing it. I mean,
oh yeah.
We tried playing we usually try to play a new game every Tuesday night for our CMG game nights. Mm-hmm. We've done Rocket League. That was fun. We had a full 4v4 of friends.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We've played For Honor. We've played. Have we done Battlefield? I know we've done.
We haven't done Battlefield yet, but yeah, we've done Gears before. Gears is fun. Hopefully though we can use more of these free games on Xbox Live because that was fun. Playing Evolve wasn't bad. Like that was a lot of fun.
It was a steep learning curve.
Oh yeah.
Tell you what.
Yeah. One of our friends, Kyle, kind of already knew how to play the game.
Yeah.
And so he decided he wanted to be the monster first, and we were the
Just-
hunters. And we thought, he'll come to us. We'll prepare. He'll come to us.
No.
He's out there just leveling up, getting super strong, evolving.
Like, okay.
He sees us, and we just get wrecked. Like, there's nothing we can do.
I tried.
Like,
nope.
We had never played this game before. We didn't know how much damage one character did over the lack of damage of another character, which is severe. Like, the assault character does almost all the damage by far. And if he's not hitting things, you're not going to kill the monster.
But no, we had a fun time playing it. I forget what the other free game, because they usually have 2.
Oh, yeah. I didn't look into the other one.
But we played Evolve. It was
the
fun.
name of the game. It's Evolve. Evolve. So, Killer Mittens 21. That's an awesome name. I like the game's name. Evolve. Yes, Evolve. It was a good game.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was.
I'm pretty sure we'll play it again and then the game night. Because
I would for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of scary sometimes too. Like you have your hunters, you're walking around like, okay, where's this monster at? And all of a sudden you hear over here, well, these birds just died.
Flying away, you're like,
oh, okay. It's kind of like King Kong.
Yeah.
When you're like going through the jungle and you don't know where he is.
Exactly.
All of a sudden you're just like, boom, there he is. Okay.
It kind of seemed random too on the spawn points because there are a couple games where the monster's supposed to spawn first and then you chase him, right?
Oh,
there's a couple games where we spawn
Matthew.
like right in front of him
Yeah.
and we look ahead and we see like tracks and there he is. It's like, go! We just like chase him down and kill him right
He's
away.
like, what is going on?
He was not happy about that, but it was honestly that's what happened. Like we spawned right behind him and we're like, all right, let's go for it. And
Yeah.
it's so much easier when you fight right out the gates.
Yeah. Later on, he's hard to take down.
Oh yeah, when they level all the way up, it's difficult. It is really difficult.
You really have to like pay attention to everybody that's like either down or
You're like, oh, the medic's down. You got to pick up that medic. If the medic is down, it is over. Like you lost. There's nothing you can do. But anyway,
I think that's pretty much it that we were going to talk about for the
podcast today.
podcast, yeah. Not much news. You know, some games came out, Mass Effect.
You know what we should do? If you guys do follow us on Twitter, Facebook, all of our social media, as you can see, we got the Twitter thing over there, Facebook thing over there.
CMG _Gamecast.
Exactly.
Facebook at Casual Misfits Gaming.
It would be really cool, though, if you guys had topics that you wanted us to talk about on the podcast during the week. Message us with those so we can bring them up because this is about what the community wants.
Yeah, and we have our own Discord as well.
And we can add you to that too if you're really into the show, which is really cool.
Claw's always on there.
Yeah, Claw's on the Discord, for instance. So if Claw brings up a topic, a lot of times we'll talk about it on the podcast because it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, thank you all for watching.
Yeah, this has been another Casual Misfits Gaming podcast number 10.
We didn't go too long this time.
No, this is actually within about an hour, so I'm happy. You know, if it's the two of us, we stay on task, we can do this.
We don't have a bunch of, well, we still have some tangents going on.
A little bit, but, we'd like to stay on task with the tangents, not too much of a tangent.
We don't have things like that on here, sorry.
What is it looking for?
He's doing the command for Discord. I probably should set it up.
Oh, we should set that up. That'd be awesome. There was no echo this time, Claw, but we did have choppy audio, so I guess that's kind of good enough, for a little bit. So we didn't have an echo, but we had the chop. So I like it.
Well, we're getting better.
Yeah.
It used to be really bad before.
But yeah, I know, finally, and then today we figured out some resolution issues too, but it's better. It's better. Let's just say that.
Yes.
So anyway, this has been great. Thanks for tuning in. Watch us on YouTube.
Yes.
Listen to our podcast through, iTunes, SoundCloud, any podcast media.
All that goes live on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Audio is always on Monday, no matter what. Depending on how much I have to edit the audio for the video.
So anyway, it goes up on Monday.
Yeah, it goes up on Monday.
We also do individual streams, so you might see one of us jump on playing a game that we like. Tonight I might go on Mass Effect again and try that stream up again because it's a lot of fun. But we'll talk about that later.
And then Tuesday nights is always our game
always
night.
Always our game night,
and
Tuesday nights.
We actually invite other people that have watched or that want to play with us.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Claw.
Oh, thank you, Claw, for the Discord. There it is. Man, see, this is why Claw's our number one fan.
And a moderator, too.
And a moderator.
Well, he's not the number one fan.
Oh,
Wisebot's
Wisebot's always here before you, Claw.
Always. Not always.
He did beat Wisebot that one time somehow.
Couple times.
Yeah, it was... Anyway, we gotta wrap it up. So this has been Casual Misfits Gaming Podcast number 10.
Number 10.
See you later. Have a great week. We love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.